All right, guys. So now we're gonna shift a little bit. Like I said, we'll get back to the topic of what's going on with the community and the server later. Talk about the restructure and everything like that later. At the current time, we will shift to Clumsy Ghosts, their project. Like I said, great team. The really stoked to see the project, the reveal. But I will let these guys carry it away, tell you about the project, and we'll take some questions for them.
Welcome, guys. You have the stage.
Hey, thanks for
Thank
having
you,
us.
thank you very much for coming, guys.
Hey, no
Thank,
problem. Thanks for inviting us.
thank you, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So
Sorry.
if you guys just want to start, yeah, tell us just about your project, where it came from, a little background, maybe a little bit from each of you guys, a little bio.
Sure. I can start. My name is Eli. I'm from Canada. I've been working in the design industry for over 10 years. I've been a creative director and just um, got really interested in crypto and saw a possibility for me and started to look around, seeing any opportunities for myself. And that's where I landed a freelance job with a crypto company called Charlie 3, which is a similar to Chainlink. It's a Oracle for Cardano. And I approached them. I went, asked them if they were interested, sent them over my resume, my portfolio, some of the work I've done. They were really interested in working with me. So they ended up hiring me to do their website. Had a lot of fun doing that, and that's where I met Ilya. And Ilya is actually uh, was the developer on that project, and that's essentially where we met, got along very well, and both of our styles kind of mixed in really well together. And we just kind of started talking from there, and seeing what we could do or bring to the space. And essentially, yeah, we got together and started working on it a few months ago. And I'll give Ilya the stage.
Hello. I'm Ilya. I'm also from Canada. I've been developing websites and things like that since I don't know the early mid 2000s. Um, I went through computer science program at the university uh, that I have here in town, University of Saskatchewan, and yeah, I've just been doing a lot of web development and just web app development for a while, I guess. I got involved in crypto um, maybe about, I would say a couple of years ago, I guess, like heavily involved in it. And I was working with Starter, Charlie, Jiro to work on some of their websites and some of their web app implementations. And yeah, met Eli working on the Charlie project. Really liked his design because what stood out to me was um, it's hard to find a good designer in this space, I guess. um, and I just yeah, and I was thinking, okay, well, I kind of want to mess around with NFTs, make a couple, and we were just chatting on Discord, and he had an idea, and I had some ideas, and we kind of just meshed together. Yeah, and then I guess Celeste can tell her story.
Hey,
Sounds like
so I'm Celeste. Oh, sorry, my bad.
no,
Did I
that's all right.
interrupt?
No.
Sorry.
I apologize. I
I
forgot
forgot I
your
have like no
microphone.
push to talk button. I had to actually click it. So I met Eli playing Fortnite in like 2018 peak. So we've known each other for a long time. I guess my part on the team, I help with the art. So I'm an artist and I also work in e-commerce. Crypto is kind of like a new thing to me. I kind of got into it probably close to the beginning of this year. So I'm still learning a lot, but it's a cool journey to have. I also kind of do our marketing and stuff like that, PR and like working on the Twitter account. Yeah, so that's basically me. I'm not like so much into the coding and all that stuff, but Ilya is definitely a great part of our team.
Well, It sounds like this was a match made in Canadian heaven as a benefit for the Cardano NFT space.
Thank you, thank you. I guess I can go ahead and speak about how the project started and where the idea came from.
Yes, please, please,
Yeah,
please,
no
please.
problem, no problem. So I believe I told you guys a little bit of the story, but Clumsy Ghosts used to actually be my username back when I was a kid using Yahoo Messenger, and it was just like a username that I used to have, and I used to just draw these little ghosts all the time. So it's just always it was always a thing that I did when I was younger. So it was just something I knew I was going to do one day, and it was so cool that we could do it in the NFT space. So it's just something that I pretty much brought some history with me.
Childhood dreams coming true, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's beautiful. I love this space for that kind of stuff, man.
For sure. I was super excited to kind of like bring this concept to you guys and show you guys the things that we can do. We do have a lot of plans. We do plan on sticking with Clumsy Ghosts for a very, very long time and branching off of it and doing cool little things with it. Not necessarily always being tied to a ghost, but it will relate in a way. And so we want to be able to surprise you guys and do a lot of cool things with that.
Sounds kind of like there might be some pseudo breeding, maybe.
I guess we're gonna have to see. I'll let Ilya talk about that maybe.
Listen, alpha drops are completely up to you guys, man.
So as far as like alpha drops and what we're doing as far as white lists and green lists, we are currently, as you guys know, we've been running tons of contests and we've been letting in a lot of people. And as you can see, like sometimes our contests, for example, like the meme contest, we couldn't just pick 3. We ended up picking I think it was 17 or 18 to join the list, just because of the talent in the group. And we really want to, give back to the community. And we have a contest right now where you draw your own ghost, and we're going to select 20 people to join the green list. And we also have another contest. So we're going to be running these up until the launch, which is this Saturday. And whitelist will be a couple days before that, and the green list will be a day before that. So if you guys want to try to get into that, you can definitely join our Discord and participate. We do like to have these little fun contests for everybody. So if there's any questions you guys want to ask us, we're happy to answer.
So the more important question goes out to our community. Why aren't you in Clumsy Ghosts yet?
Seriously, the community
Yeah,
is
guys, why?
amazing. It's
awesome.
one of the most positive communities that I've ever seen in the space so far, to be honest. And
Appreciate that.
Celeste, as far as learning stuff and being new to the NFT space, I know a pretty good community where you can learn a lot from a lot of people pretty quick.
Are you trying to plug your own community here? I feel like that's okay. I'm a part
You're
of it already.
already
I
in
mean, I'm
it.
here, right? I'm here.
You're already in
it. Yeah, I mean, I learn a lot from the team too. I mean, it's a constant learning process anyways when you're working in the space, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's constant learning for sure. Zal, you want to start drumming up some of the questions that were asked prior? Actually, before you get to that, Eli, can you, for some of the people that may not be completely familiar with the project yet, can you just explain? I mean, everybody knows what a whitelist is. Maybe explain what the green list is.
Yeah, so the green list is just another list we added to accept more people into our pre-sale. We wanted to leave the whitelist exclusive to the first 200 members, and we wanted to show appreciation to those who joined us really early on and help us pick up the project from pretty much nothing to something. So we wanted to keep that exclusive. Excuse me. We wanted to keep that, and yeah. But the green list is there for everybody to participate in and try to get into. So, like I said, draw a ghost, join our Discord. Let's see what you guys got.
I do want to note though that contest ends today at I think 9 p.m. Eastern time, but we will be doing more contests this week before we actually have our mint days.
Okay, start drawing my
thanks,
ghost right
Celeste.
now. Got it.
Don't leave the chat yet, guys. You have to listen in first. You can go draw your pictures afterwards.
So, moving on. Let's get Zal. You want to start unraveling
Cool.
some of the questions we had prior, and then we get a couple coming in already. So,
Okay, I've got a bunch. I'm going to try and organize them in sort of some kind of semblance of an order to make it easy for you guys. Let me just go through here. So, first one from Larry. Do you plan on expanding your team? All the easy ones first.
I think definitely as we grow and we want to do more things, we're going to have to. So yes, eventually.
Okay, then this one's for Eli specifically. Before we get too far down the rabbit hole, he just wants to ask, based on your statement earlier, what does evolve into something big in season 2 entail? Can you share some details?
Well, first I want to let you guys know we're not a game development company, and we're not really looking at creating a game out of this, and we're not trying to overpromise on things that we just can't do right now. Who knows what we can do by, let's say hiring people in the future, but I'm not trying to make any promises. But we do plan on figuring out ways to gamify the crypto space that we're in, and not necessarily a game. The cool thing about Cardano is that they're staking, and you stake in a stake pool where you don't lock your crypto in. You can use it freely. But once you stake, you're a delegator, and we know who our delegators are, and we can do things with that. We can do some creative and some clever things with that, and that's what we want to do. And eventually, when we've earned the trust of the community, and we have enough delegators to really make a successful stake pool, we'll be able to do things and pretty much gamify it the best way we can.
All right, cool.
I guess that kind of addresses your question about possible gamification in the future too. Just touch on that for you, bud.
Yeah, this ties into quite nicely to one of the questions from Quandog. Once the Clumsy Ghosts get in here, will there be events or special things that will update your Clumsy Ghost since it's an SVG file?
I'll let Ilya answer that.
Well, okay, sorry. Can you repeat?
Actually, Ilya, can you explain first the SVG part of our project, and then I think what they're asking is is our SVGs going to evolve? And
Yeah, basically the gamification of your actual NFT or SVG file.
Yeah.
Will there be things to level up and get further ahead or increase whatever?
So an SVG file is just basically means that it's a scalable vector graphic. That's what it stands for. But basically means that your artwork or your graphic, I guess, is explained in terms of mathematical points, paths, right? So rather than like a PNG or a GIF, JPEG, whatever, those are all essentially have a bunch of pixels, right? So when you zoom in on something that's a JPEG or a PNG, even, it gets blurry, right? With an SVG, because it's a mathematical formula for a path, so you go from point 1 to point 2 to point 3 to point 4 back to point 1, and that's a square, for example. You can zoom in and retain that quality. So it's perfect for making things like logos, things like this pixel art. But of course, being on the blockchain, you can't really change what's already on the blockchain, right? So there's no way for us to, I guess, in a sense, change the artwork, right? Once it's minted. But that doesn't mean that we can't build our own tools on our own site, for example, and take in those inputs like the ghosts, for example, or any other projects, and have them, potentially interacting with each other and things like that. So I think I don't know if that answered the question exactly, but
it sounds like it does. I think just to simplify, guys, it's not going to be like the Citadel thing where your things change that easily. It's not going to change traits, etc., of your NFT like in the Citadel pictures or whatever with the colors and stuff like that at this point.
yeah.
All right, then that leads quite nicely into the question that is on a lot of people's minds because they're all degenerate followers of him. But how involved is Becker in your project?
I will just say that he likes the project, and that's all we can say right now. So yeah, he likes the project.
There's a
There you go,
lot of
guys. That's more than
implication
enough.
in short statements. That's
Yep.
We like the stock.
we like the
We
ghost.
like the song.
Okay. Then quite a straightforward one. Will Clumsy Ghosts have Rarity tools online at launch?
So this is something that I've thought a lot about. I've been a part of a lot of NFT drops, and I noticed that there was a pattern in at least in CNFT, in the CNFT space, in the Cardano space, where dropping a rarity list had just, I don't know, it almost destroyed some projects. Not all projects were like this, but it really showed who the paper hands were. And I didn't want this project to be the same, and I wanted to try something different. So I think we're going to be one of the first or the first project to do this, where we release our rarity list 1 month after the drop. And we're just doing this as a, like, for me at least, as an experiment to see how people react and how this ends up playing out. I personally think that it's going to be fun for a lot of people to see, to figure out who's got the rarest ghost. And it's going to be funny to see someone selling the most rarest ghost for a floor price. And I think that's going to be, I just think that's going to be exciting. And when we do release the rarity list, people will end up seeing what they ended up with. So it's just it's an experiment I'm trying. Like I said, I've been part of a lot of drops, and I seen both ways, and I wanted to try something different. So I really hope that you guys appreciate that, or at least see the benefit in it, and give us a chance to try this out.
I really like that idea.
Yeah, I love
also,
that idea.
because there isn't a formula for someone to tell them how rare it is. People have to just decide if they like it or not, or if they want another one. And then, yes, after the fact, it'll be kind of humorous to see people who are trading the rarest one like it was nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I think it's going to be funny to see. Like, obviously, I'm going to know what the rarest one is, and it's just going to be funny to watch these fly. And yeah, and honestly, we put a lot of time and a lot of work into these ghosts, and I personally believe that every single one of them is going to have its like own unique look to it. So I mean, if you cherish it and you like it, it's going to be rare to you. And the cool thing is that we plan to expand on this in the future. So if you are an owner of a ghost, we want to be able to say thank you. So
Wink, wink.
you'll see that.
Great.
Yeah, I think the next question is quite ties very quickly into that. I think you guys have pretty much covered it, but this comes from Running Jump. Will we be able to see the traits ourselves and figure out on our own so we can snipe good ones?
You will be able to see the metadata for each ghost. So if you can connect the dots and you're able to pull out the data yourself, you'll be able to tell which ones are the best ones. I think visually too, you'll see. But yeah, those who take the time to learn what's rare are going to end up on top.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult than you guys are used to. You can't just go out there, reach it, and try and flip as much as possible. You have to get a bit more engaged with this project, which is very cool in my opinion.
Yeah, and at mint, obviously, you're not gonna know what you're gonna get. We don't know what we're gonna get, right? Like everything's gonna be random. So yeah, so there's no really way to predict, I guess, what you're gonna get, unless it's aftermarket.
No, that's cool. All right, let's see. Let's snipe some of these questions that are a little bit more. I don't want to go into some of them just yet, but one that's a bit more general from Whitley or Witty JPEGs. For your team, how difficult was it to make Cardano NFT projects? What are the benefits and drawbacks of doing it on Cardano?
So, I guess the one thing is on Cardano, for people who are using Cardano to buy NFTs, it's nice because there's no gas wars like Ethereum, right? So that's one of the benefits in that space, and we kind of wanted to launch on Cardano because of that. Also because personally we've been working with Cardano for the past year and a bit, so it just kind of made sense. But of course, Cardano is quite new in the NFT space. Obviously, there's not as much traffic as with Ethereum NFTs, for example. So, and with smart contracts that had just launched, it's not as easy to, I guess, just wrap everything in a smart contract and boom, you're done, like on Ethereum. So, like for me, it's quite hard to develop the tools, like because I have to basically roll my own like minter script, like everything, so that's the difficult part, I guess. But I think it's worth it. It's we're pioneering in a new space, and that's kind of exciting. So
Sounds like
Okay.
being early to me.
Yep. First major one on. Maybe guys do what you will with that information. All right. So then to another one, which just as a general one from Pickle. What in your opinion is the best ADA wallet to mint with, to ensure that they'll get a mint versus have issues? Do you guys have any preference or suggestion for them?
Let's see. So I've heard, okay, so I haven't used every single wallet, and I can't really give good advice for every single one. But I personally use Yoroi, and yes, it can be slow sometimes, especially on high traffic. But I've been hearing if you have a good PC, to use a Daedalus wallet. A Daedalus downloads the whole Cardano node on your computer. So if you do plan on using something like that, you need time for it to sync. It'll take probably like 6 to 12 hours to fully sync on your computer. But once you have that fully synced and you just leave that running once in a while, it's actually a super reliable wallet to have for minting really fast. Other than that, Nami wallet's really cool because it gives you a good graphical interface. It kind of feels like MetaMask. Yoroi is just a little bit different. Like I said, it doesn't give you like the benefits of like something like MetaMask, where it's like just a drop down Chrome extension. It'll just open up a new web page for you, and then you just kind of interact with it like that. And there's some other ones. We have a list of wallets on our FAQ minting section. So if you wanted to take a look at that, there's some more information in there. But if you want to be like the first and you want to be competitive with minting, I would say Daedalus is the one to go if you have a good PC.
All right, cool. Thanks for that. And then second question from Pickle. This one's a bit more to your current competitions. For the art competition, are we able to use any style of art, or including pixel art?
So actually no pixel art for this one. I know some people has used it, but we did put in the rules no pixel art. We just ask that it's hand drawn because we don't want any like clip art or anything that's like traced or anything that's not yours. So just to be fair to the community, but other than that, anything is up for grabs.
All right, cool. Thanks for that. Yeah, then I'm just quickly going to go into two questions, one from Bingus and one from Scott Disick. The first question, are you going to stay away from tokenized yields? I know it's a pretty taboo in the space right now, since every project that wants a free pump tries to implement that sort of thing. Weird question, but I just want to pick your brains on it. And then one that ties into that, Scott Disick's one about the Clumsy Ghosts DAO. Is it only going to be for buying NFTs, or will you be actively trading and selling as well?
Ilya, you want to give that a shot?
Yes.
Not the easy ones. I'm getting into the heavy questions, guys. Sorry.
Sorry, can you repeat the first question there for me?
Yeah, this is extremely essential. Wait. Are you going to stay away from tokenized yields? Knowing this is pretty taboo in the space right now, and every project wants to get a free pump by trying to implement this sort of thing.
Yeah, I think if I understand the question correctly, leasing some kind of tokens. Is that what the question's asking?
Yeah, whether you guys are planning to do sort of token yield similar to like bananas from the apes or something like that.
Oh, well, we kind of talked about it. We're not exactly sure yet. I think primarily what we're focusing on is that we want basically the owners to be rewarded, right, for owning Clumsy Ghosts and future projects. I'm not sure. We're not exactly sure if we're going to do tokens or anything like that yet.
So it's not a focus.
It's not a focus. I think like what we really want to do is to promote Cardano decentralization is the stake pool, and that will actually get real ADA rewards to the delegators, right? So I feel like that's more valuable. But also we will reward our delegators with with future NFT drops or exclusive access, etc.
I think
Okay.
that's the benefit of Cardano is that we do have stake pools available, unlike Ethereum. So we don't have to promise these DAOs and stuff like that. We can literally pop a stake pool open, have everyone delegate to it, and everybody's making passive income that way. And it's like built into the Cardano ecosystem, and there's no security tied to it. So it's really safe to do, and it's very beneficial for everybody. That's the cool thing about Cardano.
Nice. Okay, guys. So again, best thing you can do is stay in the community, be active, and you'll find out that as they go.
We'll take a quick easy question for you guys because there's definitely some heavy ones coming in.
Sure.
Very important one. Does any of the team smoke the pot?
Honestly, guys, like after starting this project, it's giving me such a high, just this project alone, that I haven't even done it in a while. Like I haven't even been thinking about anything else. It's just this project. That's all I've been thinking about. So currently this project is my weed.
Good answer, man. Good answer. Just one quickly coming from the one who asks, this is just ties into that with the staking. Will there be any benefit to staking more than one of your ghosts?
So currently the plan is to stake your ADA. So you're not necessarily staking your ghost until we've seen a proven method for that. Like I said, we're very early in the Cardano NFT space. Not a lot of people have proven to create these types of systems. And until we can see what's going on and what's working, we'll be looking at implementing these types of just these types of like protocols and stuff like that for ourselves. So essentially, we're so new that not a lot of people have done these kind of things yet. So we're looking around, we're seeing what everyone's doing as well. So I hope that kind of answers it.
Yeah, and I mean, like you can like we can see, everyone who has the token, everyone who has a ghost, right, or
Yes.
more than one, right? So with that knowledge, we can see, okay, well, once we have a stake pool, for example, set up, we can also see, okay, who's delegating and has a ghost, right? Who's delegating and doesn't have a ghost, whatever. We can do things based on that. Wink, wink.
Exactly.
Okay, then this one's been asked twice. It's just relating. That was the next question. It's just relating to the DAO. Are you guys going to only be buying NFTs, or are you going to be actively trading with the DAO?
Eli,
Hold on, can you ask that question again?
With the DAO, are you guys only going to be buying up NFTs based on votes, or will you guys actively be trading as well?
Oh, okay. So are we going to be buying up the floor? Is what you're?
Yeah. Well, they're
Buying up?
asking what is it? What is your DAO structure essentially? What are you guys going to be doing with the DAO? If you've got a DAO coming, are you just going to be buying up your own NFTs, or are people going to vote to buy other NFTs, or are you guys going to at some point buy and sell NFTs to try and flip for profits using the DAO? Are we quite in depth?
I'm not sure if this applies for Cardano NFTs at the moment because it's so early, but I don't know if Ilya, you can add to that.
I don't know. I don't know if we've really discussed that personally. To be fair, right? Like I don't know, Eli.
Maybe for
Okay.
roadmap 2.0, not for the initial
Yeah,
part of the
that's a
project.
good question. We'll definitely think about that, and we'll definitely see where we're going. And if we have something to share with you guys, we definitely will.
I mean, I'm not into the business of flipping NFTs. Like, I don't know, it doesn't appeal to me personally. Like, I know like a lot of people can make money on that and whatever. For me, I'm a creator. I like to create. Um, I like
Same.
to I like to code. I like to release really cool things into. Then like that was the whole. It's a passion project for us, right? Like it's not for us. It's not a get rich quick scheme or whatever. Like I really like SVGs and I really like code and I really like cool art and I want to like NFTs are really cool collectibles. I have a ton of art on my walls and I just want to bring beautiful art to the community that's also interactive and animated and whatever.
Okay, guys, you heard it here first. It's quality first, everything else second.
Yes, please.
All right. Then a couple of questions that are less heavy. This one again from Quandog. Is there any type of weapons or items that will be dropping in the future since some of the ghosts have weapons? He really wants a sword.
I got a sword for you. Don't worry.
There you go, Quandog. You can hold him to that one.
If you don't
Might
get
have
it,
to
you're just gonna have to buy. You're just gonna have to find it somewhere else on the aftermarket.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry, you're saying?
Oh, I think she got disconnected.
Yeah, I think she might have DC'd, having a little bit of a connection issue with
Yeah.
Celeste.
Then there's a couple. This one is from Bingus again. Extremely essential question. Halloween NFTs, especially the strong ones, will see a jump, a seasonal pump on a yearly basis as people remember that it's spooky time. Can we bolster the yearly hype cycle even more with the baller set of Halloween parties, watching scary movies as a community and whatnot?
Oh yeah, we definitely want to do some community activities. Possible pumpkin carving contest. So,
Oh,
just keep your eye out for that one. Just another mention about the Halloween thing. This drop was originally was never meant to be a Halloween drop. So it just so happens to fall in line with
Happy
Halloween.
coincidence.
Yeah, exactly. So don't think that this is a Halloween drop. We never really designed them to have the Halloween feel and look to them. But I just want you guys to know this is way more than a Halloween drop. So maybe you'll see some projects launching around Halloween advertising that, but we're not really advertising that.
Yeah, I think like it was quite funny. I think when Eli and I were talking about it a few months back, we we were like, okay, what's the timeline gonna look like? and I was like, well, like, okay, like how long is it gonna take you to finish all the assets? You're right, because he's drawing all these like 200 probably now
Yeah.
assets by hand, right? It's a lot of work, and we got to make sure that they're all pixel perfect and blah blah blah. I got to code everything, so it's like, okay, well, all right, well, I think we're gonna launch around October 1st, and I'm like, well, like wait a minute, like that makes sense. Like it's gonna be around Halloween and the ghosts. Like, well, why not? Yeah, like why not aim for like mid October or whatever, right before Halloween? So it kind of just lined up.
Happy coincidence. Nice work.
what do you mean you weren't planning the Halloween drop when you were drawing these as a kid? Come on.
Well, I mean, I've always been obsessed with ghosts, so it just so happened to fall in line. It's crazy.
The long game with you, Eli. I see
Yeah.
it.
Stick around, guys.
Yeah. Okay, then that's the next question: is what's going to make this project long lasting?
That's a good question. People say a lot of things, and actions speak louder than words. And we plan to stick around and prove to you guys that we're in it for the long run. That's really all I can say. I don't want to fluff this up even anymore, but you guys, we're just gonna have to prove it to you guys.
We'll happily watch and see.
Love
All
it.
right, there are a couple of questions that go back to the DAO and the trading, which I'll get back to now. So I think there's a bit of misunderstanding of what your guys' DAO is intended for. So the guys are asking, seeing as you're not actively trading it, which NFTs are you going to be focusing on? Just Cardano-based NFTs or other ecosystems? Or what are you actually going to use the DAO for? Just to make that clear for those who aren't clued in.
So when they're speaking about the DAO, are they speaking about our like stake pool?
Yeah, I think there's a bit of maybe a bit of double meaning there. Did you guys? I haven't quite caught up, and I've just been doing this. So you guys didn't mention anywhere that you are doing a DAO. You just talked about
No.
a stake pool.
Yeah, we just talked about a stake pool.
All right. And that guys generally means it's just staking ADA with a pool that they're creating. It doesn't mean that the next question comes from the one who makes saying, so do you stake additional money on top of the price of the ghost, or the ADA used to buy the ghost will be staked, or just staking ADA as a normal stake pool?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just like a normal stake pool. Basically, yeah. The one thing with stake pools is, I think, from what I've seen at least, is it's hard to find those initial delegators to your pool in order for you to basically confirm blocks regularly, and for your stakers to get rewards every epic, like every 5 days, right? So basically, with staking Cardano, you just stake your whole wallet, right? There's none of the ADA is locked up, none of the ADA is transferred anywhere. It's whatever you have in your wallet, whatever balance you have, is automatically staked to whatever pool you stake to. So basically, with our pool, we're planning to use the community we've built up to basically say, hey, if you guys want to stake with us, it's the same thing as staking with any other pool. But if you stake with us, we can see again, if you have a Clumsy Ghost in your wallet, for example, you might get some rewards, right? Or if you're just staking with us, you might get some rewards. You might get airdropped NFTs or whatever, right? So things like that are possible. And on top of that, because we have a nice community, hopefully we'll have a good staked amount, and that'll basically mean that everyone in the pool will get rewards every epic, right? That's the theory.
Okay, cool. So yeah, guys, that generally means that your ghost is not going to be tied to staking. It's going to be basically a separate entity within the project that's just adding more value to being a community member. Okay. And then the next question is, will you be able to stake in the delegation pool if you don't have a ghost in your wallet?
Oh, of course. Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Yes.
It will be listed. It'll be listed with all the other stake pools wherever you can find them.
Yep.
Very cool. Then Spicoli asks, he's curious to know what the team is most excited about on the roadmap, and what do you guys think will put you apart from other ADA NFT projects?
One of the things I'm excited for is merch, and being able to create that, like plushies and shirts, and being able to mint those as well, and sending them off. So that's going to be fun. That'll be a really fun project to do. And also just the future of just like creating more NFTs and being able to be a reliable place for the community to trust and get NFTs from.
Yeah, and for me, I think one of the things that I'm excited about is there's not really on Cardano, at least. I haven't explored extensively the other ones, but even on other blockchains, I don't think there isn't really like a good way to view your NFTs or interact with them in any sort of like fun way, I guess. A lot of sites, they'll have the NFT viewers where you can see your NFT, whatever. You can see the list of your NFTs, or you can see them in a grid. It's very basic, but because like we have the ghosts designed in whatever way that we design them, right? We have the luxury, I guess, of figuring out like a fun way to view them, and that's one of the things that NFTs are primarily. It's a collection, right? Like if you buy a bunch of prints or paintings from an artist, you can hang around your house on your wall and you can look at them. NFTs are almost like similar to that, but in a digital space, right? So we kind of, personally for me, I want to create a good way, like a fun way, an exciting way, a very aesthetically pleasing way to view your collection, right? Not just ghosts, but also other NFTs. So that's kind of what I want to do in the future.
Okay, cool.
I guess that's kind of announcing some utility. So we will have some utility.
All right, guys, and just back to that thing that I know you said that you're not really into flipping and doing that kind of things, and I've just got an outreach from the team says we have a team of guys who are happy to help flipping stuff if you want. We've got a bunch of degens who know how to do that.
We're glad to have you guys.
If feelings mutual.
Yeah, and then the next question is this the first SVG Cardano NFT, or do you guys know of others?
I don't think it's the first. I haven't seen very many, but yeah, like it's definitely a lot easier to just put on a JPEG and call it a day, right? But like I said, we focus on quality, and there's absolutely no reason for these to not be SVGs. They are perfectly designed to be SVGs, and with SVGs, it's also possible to make them animated, interactive, right? I think what the Dead Pixels dev did was he embedded essentially a web page, which is kind of similar to what we're doing, into his NFTs. But he used, I think, HTML elements like divs, like boxes and stuff like that, right, to make his, which are it's sort of a similar concept, I guess, to SVGs, but like those are also infinitely scalable elements, but they're like native HTML DOM elements, whereas ours are SVGs. So no, I don't think we're the first, but I don't think I've seen very many, and I can't even off the top of my head think of any. So I mean, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
SVGs are going to allow us to do like really cool animations and interactions, and we're also like implementing some Easter eggs that we're not going to talk about. But
Oh yeah,
if you guys figure that stuff out in the SVGs, it'll be really cool.
yeah. I mean, you can look at the code, so like you'll be able to, if you're code savvy, I guess you'll be able to look in the code and see if there's any hidden Easter eggs. But there will be some hidden interactions, which I'm excited to, for people to post about. I guess like my ghost can do this.
I'm gonna make my ghost dance like a Tesla.
Okay, then one of the more heavy ones again. This is sort of a multi-tiered thing. It's quite a long one. This comes from It's Terrace. How many people will know the rarity on your team, and will they be able to use that information to snipe other rares? Obviously, you guys said that you guys would know the rarity, but that knowledge is obviously a huge advantage if they don't have something in place to prevent it. So essentially, not every team holds, from experience, not every team holds that information in their hands for a month. And so this is the first time experiment. They just want to know what kind of thought has gone into this problem. And just a comment on the side says he loves the project and trusts you guys that you have a plan ironed out of some kind, but they just like a bit more information.
We don't have any plans to snipe our own NFTs off the market. Our plan is to create more NFTs, and that's essentially what's going to take up most of our time. And we want to be able to create more of these and offer them to the community. And I think that's more valuable to us than to be sniping up our own NFTs.
I like that answer. Thanks.
No problem.
Another one from just again to the stake pools. Is there going to be any minimum to the stake pools, or is it just any amount of money? Do they don't need a minimum? I'm sure, like most pools.
Yeah,
there is a cap. There is a cap for the full stake pool, which is about 56 million ADA.
Well, that was like 64, but yeah,
or 64 million ADA.
something around there.
Yeah.
Guys, you have no worries about hitting the cap, but there is no minimum.
Who knows? We might have a whale among the crowd. I don't know.
Yeah, we could have a whale.
I will tell you that there is at least one or two in this Discord that I know of.
Okay, never mind. Then we might have to ask you guys for a second pool.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Clumsy Ghosts pool 2. Yeah, right.
Pool 2.
Clumsy pool.
Coming through.
Let's just see if there's any more questions, guys. If you have any more questions, drop us in.
Zal, I'm not sure. You might have touched on this one already from Bingus. Are you going to stay away from tokenized yields? I know it's pretty taboo in the space right now, since every project that wants a free pump tries to implement that sort of thing. Weird question, but I just wanted to pick your brain on it.
Yeah, I think they did.
They said that they're going to do the DAO versus as opposed
Trust me,
to
we're very aware. Like as far as I'm very aware of the space, especially in Ethereum, where a lot of projects are promising things behind anonymous teams. And like I said, we're not trying to do that to you guys, and we're not even promising that in the first place. So if you guys want to organically grow with us, and that's what we plan to do. So if you guys want to join us, that's how we're going to do it. We're going to be doing it one step at a time.
Okay, so yeah, that ties into the next question. There's not going to be a Clumsy Ghost token at this point, no stake separate to the stake pool. It's going to be the ADA stake pool and the project and the community, and no created token like Dollar Ghost or something like that.
I mean, there's always potential. Like right now, we're not planning for it, but like we're not saying that's not going to happen. So yeah, like native tokens are fairly easy to create on Cardano, right? Like it is a nice thing to have. So I mean, there's a possibility. We haven't looked into it, so maybe in the future, who knows?
Yeah, after this project gets launched, we'll be going through a ton of ideas. We're getting a lot of suggestions from the community of what they want, and that's kind of what we want to address is what the community wants. So if you guys do want something and can give us some insight on ways where you think it would work or how it would work, we'll definitely take that into consideration and possibly reaching out to you.
There's
See what
also
we can do together.
yeah, there's also weird like I don't know if I'm not a lawyer, so there's a weird kind of legality issue though with tokens and kind of like what's considered a security and what's not. And I mean, we'll have to like look into that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are kind of just doing it. But for a prominent project, which we hope to become, I don't want to get in trouble with the law, essentially.
Good approach, guys. Good approach. Safe is good.
If you're locked up, you can't make more ghosts for us, so be careful.
Exactly. We need you guys to stick around. Okay, then one of the most important questions comes from Homsy. He wants his ghosts. How many ghosts will he be able to get? Will there be? I think that's tying into sort of mint maximums, that kind of thing. Mint limits.
So for whitelisters who can mint a couple days before, they can mint up to 3. And that's of course pretty easy to enforce, right? We have everyone who submitted their wallet address. We have that. That's basically like their password to the minting. And then same for green listers, they'll be able to mint 1. But during public mint, right now we're limiting it to 3, but that is subject to change. It depends on, I guess, how much demand we get. We basically don't want people to like, someone to come in and buy like 20 or 30 or 40 of them, and then leave out members of the community without a ghosty. So we might lower the limit down depending on the hype, I guess. Yeah.
I think for the most of it, that's a good sign, not a bad sign. We like the idea of better distribution means more diamond hands versus more flippers.
Yeah, exactly.
Long-term value increase. Nice. I'm stoked for that one at least.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's only so much we can do to prevent that. Like, that's why I'm kind of trying to implement a Q anti-botting system. But there's only so much I can do, right? Like, if somebody has a crap ton of computers set up to different VPNs and whatever, like, I don't know, how do I avoid that, right?
Don't speak more on that subject. There are a couple of these guys on this channel that might just. I know there are a couple at least. All right, then this is one that is obviously going to get asked of every single project. And then, do ghost holders get first dibs on future NFTs that you create, or will there be airdrops or any plans like that for future of your future projects to ghost holders?
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that's yes, probably to both of those. I mean, probably not even probably, like most definitely there will be things like that.
Okay, nice. This is a pretty good question, I think, from Bender. Why are the ghosts clumsy?
It's a good question. Honestly, like I said, like this came from like a username I used to have when I was a kid, chatting on the internet, and it was just a name I had, and it stuck with me for a long time. So that's kind of how it came up. But the ghosts are clumsy, and I'll let Celeste answer that.
As to why the ghosts are clumsy?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not? Clumsy is cute, and our ghosts are super cute. So I don't know. I'm liking the whole clumsy vibes, but yeah, it means a lot to Eli. He had a lot of questions about that. Whenever he had that as his username, everyone always asked him why the ghosts are clumsy. So I mean, it kind of is a conversation starter. It's kind of just our branding, you know? Why just ghosts when you could be something more?
Nice. I like that answer. Yeah, I think you guys have touched on this, but why did you choose Cardona over other networks for the project?
Ilya answered that last time. I think I'll just answer it this time. I personally like to use Cardano. I've been using it for a while, and I just enjoy using it. And so I think that was one of the main benefits. I have tried other chains like Ethereum and Solana, and I do enjoy those too. But just Cardano just seemed to mesh with me. And yeah, I've just been using it ever since, and I love it.
Yeah, it's also like personally for me, the Cardano ecosystem looks promising, right? Like they have a lot of development effort behind it, and I guess I'm kind of an academic, in a sense. So I do appreciate the rigorous testing and the rigorous paper writing and proofs and peer reviews that they do to develop the chain. And I see that as a big investment in the chain. So I don't think it's going away anytime soon. I think it's only going to grow, get more robust, and become more popular, right? So that's why. Not saying that Ethereum won't, not saying that Solana and others won't either, but I see a promising future in the Cardano blockchain. So that's one reason too.
Okay, so to put it bluntly, you guys are a bunch of Hoskinson's fanboys.
Who isn't? He's a great guy. Let's be
Yes.
honest. He's a great
He's
guy.
amazing. I love him too. He's a legend in his own way.
He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. He knows how to talk, and he knows how to have a conversation. He knows how to speak his mind. I respect it.
I love the passionate outbursts on 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 his YouTube videos as well. Everyone does. All
We
right.
do like the other platforms, though. Like, no knocking on any other platform. We do enjoy using the other platforms, and we will continue using them.
Okay, cool. And then yeah, the one that goes directly to the secondary market and stuff. So what marketplace would you recommend going through for your project? Most likely CNFT. And is there any concerns about formatting issues using SVG NFTs on any of the platforms?
We've tested this. Ilya, you can also talk about this, but we've tested this with a previous version of our Clumsy Ghosts NFT, and it looks fine on everything we've put it in. So it looks amazing, actually.
Yeah, there's also like people have implemented other interactive not SVG, but other interactive NFTs. I mean, maybe SVG. I don't know, but other interactive NFTs on the Cardano blockchain, and we've looked at them on Pool PM, on CNFT, etc. And yeah, they work. So it's really like, and they're quite prominent. So it's really if the devs can't figure out a way to, put in an iframe, that's on them, really. But yeah, we are also verified on XNFT, which is a new one coming out. Submitted verification for CNFT and Token. I don't know how to pronounce it. Token. Anyways, so they should be all verified fairly soon.
Okay, cool. And T-Mac's out of here. Cheers, T-Mac. He just wants to say thanks guys for coming and sharing with us.
For sure.
Right then. Just one of the questions. I think it's the guy said that they can't find it on your FAQs while trying to format questions. But how many Clumsy Ghosts are going to be available for mint in total?
10,000.
10,000. There you go, guys. Everyone gets a shot.
10,000 minted in total. I think we have 15 for the team. 100 are reserved for giveaways and partnerships. So yeah, like we might. We have giveaways, of course, and any partners that we have, we've committed to providing them with ghosts, and then yeah, the rest, of course, are public.
Right, cool. Thanks, guys. Then Cypher GG, have you guys self-funded, organically grown, or is there any VC money or the like behind you?
I would say we're organically grown. Like we just we started this project on our own, and yeah, we saw it.
Yeah,
Saw it through.
I'm paying for the servers out of pocket, right? Like, yeah, we haven't, yeah, we haven't really needed any funding, I guess. And I'm working for free, right? So
hmm
Okay, cool. Then we have our local Cardano fanboy, Cardano Puppy. Did delaying the project launch help you upgrade or better prepare for the overwhelming of people that are going to try and purchase this? So many Cardano projects have fumbled the launch, and it really hurts the floor price.
definitely, and that's like that was the decision we had to make because at the beginning we didn't really know how big this would become, and I'm like, okay, well, shit, I need to upgrade I need to allocate more RAM to the node. You know, like I'm gonna put in all these safeguards to make sure the thing doesn't crash on launch, right? Um, so we just wanted to play safe than sorry, and obviously this is also our first launch, so I think the original timeline was a bit optimistic on my end. So, but yeah, definitely it's given us that valuable time.
Right. Thanks, guys. And then, this is a fun one, or partly serious, partly fun. How do you think the project? How do you think your project is going to evolve with the ADA coin itself? Are there contingent plans if ADA were not to take off? That's part one.
Yeah, I mean, like Eli said, we're not we don't want to knock other chains. So like, if something happens, if Charles Hoskinson decides to, start working at Starbucks and selling essential oils.
That's a hell of a career path change.
Yeah, dude. Very likely at this point.
Yeah. Like there's other chains, right? And it's the community that matters, right? We have the community. If there is a reason for us to do some other releases on other chains and things like that, we'll listen to the community and we'll listen to your heart and do it. So
Okay, and then the second part of that question, or second question from Papa Chops as well, is how did you as a team respond to Becker's tweets, videos about the Cardano ecosystem projects moving forward as a whole? Did you guys respond towards his, or did you have any comments or discussions with him about his Cardano hating?
I think we just let Becker do what Becker does. It's like, it's humorous. Honestly, I think it's awesome. He has his own agenda, so just let him do his thing and just go in for the ride.
Okay,
The
and
old
then there's
adage of let sleeping bears lie, as it were.
makes sense. And then the second one comes from Frankie. This is a funny one here. Since you know Alex Becker now, is he really woke and does he have a great bod?
well, we haven't gone for coffee yet, so
No, the date's still coming, guys. They'll let us know. All right, then the last question I have here. Okay. There's another one. Any plans for breeding? I think you guys have touched on that one already. And then another one from Bingus. For those of us who are mega early supporters, and that's counting the first 200, will minting be directly from the Clumsy Ghosts official website, or will I have to sell my firstborn in order to achieve the forbidden knowledge required to operate ADA scan?
yeah, minting is directly on the website. And it's nice. You have like 48 hours to mint if you're a early supporter, like whitelisted. 24 if you're greenlisted. So there's no rush. Everyone has the same chance of getting a random ghost. They're not sequential, right? So there's no need to be first. You can be, but there's no you might get, I guess, a less rare ghost even if you're first, right? Because they're not sequentially like they are sequentially numbered, but they're not going to be sequentially minted. So just to avoid that sniping and all that jazz.
Just a side note for those in our community right now who this would be the first CNFT for, in their Discord, in the Clumsy Ghost Discord, they are going to be posting up a little how to mint CNFT guide for those of you that maybe, including myself, who may be CNFT virgins and a little scared.
Yeah, it's not hard, but it's also because Cardano doesn't have, the Web3 functionality that Ethereum has. You can't just connect a wallet and do that stuff through a smart contract, which is why development has also been hard, I guess, right? Because we have to roll our own minting function. So we're doing what most other CNFT launches have done, where you basically send data to an address. That's all it is. There's a random number generated that is given to you, and you send that ADA, basically decimal point, that random number to the address. The script on the back end looks at that number and says, yep, this is a valid number that was generated, and therefore sends you the ghost. And if it's not valid, it refunds it. So you can't just spam the thing with ADA. You're just going to lose your transaction fees.
Okay, and then another one. Will the reveal be instant, or will it be delayed?
It'll be instant, but it'll take some time for every single ghost to reach everyone's wallet.
Alrighty, cool. Then we're just going to see. I think I've covered almost all of the questions. I'm just going to wait to see if anyone still has any. There's one or two guys still typing. And then on a separate note, just fishing for alpha, you guys working with Charlie 3, anything you can give us there? We're not just NFT degens, we're crypto degens as a whole. So we're fishing for any and all info we can get.
Charlie, I mean, they're a great team. They're working hard. I know that they have a lot of things planned, and then I don't know. They seem to be pretty engaged with the community. I'm not personally involved, like in the development process or anything like that. So, like, we just did the website, and I help out update things here and there if they need. So I don't really know any of the inner workings. I am working with Giro Wallet though, so I do know that is going really well. Yeah.
Oh, I'd be so excited for Giro to get NFT functionality online. I love the
very
concept
soon.
of that wallet.
Very
Ooh.
soon. I'm one of the developers there as well, so we're working hard.
Well, that's an alpha bomb if there was one. Thanks.
Yeah,
Kevin.
I'd say so.
That was worth it. That was definitely worth the fish. Okay, the last question that I had just got taken down for some reason. I think it was to do with if you're not whitelisted and you send ADA from an address that wasn't listed there, would you run into problems? But I'm assuming that's a no. You can mint from any wallet that has ADA in it.
Yeah, the whitelist address that you're submitting is almost essentially like your password. It's just going to give you the same way. It's going to give you like an address, an ADA amount to send, and then you can send it. There's not really an easy way for us to like whitelist with Cardano right now, because you can like the addresses that are sent from, they keep regenerating. So every time you send ADA, it's a different address. So like I can't really whitelist and then check the blockchain to see if that came from the right thing. So basically your whitelisted address is, and your username or whatever you submitted is kind of like your password to verify that that's actually you. So keep it secret.
Okay, sweet. Then there's a whole bunch of questions coming now. All of a sudden, is the team working with anyone? Yep. Sorry.
Just before we keep cranking out, do you guys have a time constraint? I'm sure you guys have a lot of stuff to do with this. Don't want to keep you guys all day. I don't have any real time constraint. I just want to make sure we're not impeding on your guys' time.
Sure. Yeah, we can take a couple more questions.
Yeah, I'm not in a rush.
Cool. Thank you.
Not that many at the moment. There's just two that I can see here. Is the team working with anyone for future giveaways? This is Cardona Puppy. He would love to help with the marketing and push on Twitter. So yeah, I'm sure he can reach out to you guys.
Yeah, just reach out to us on Discord or Twitter. Let us know who you are, and let us know what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean we're brand new. This is like what 2 weeks old now, a little bit more. So I mean we're always looking for partnerships, and it's sometimes hard to tell who's a bot or a scammer. We get a lot of, I don't know, like I've never experienced this personally because I don't have like a super high following on Twitter or on my personal account, so I've never experienced a crap load of spam. But now that we have 6,000 whatever 400 followers, People are spamming us, can I, promote your project or whatever. And when we look at the profile, it's like, oh, these are definitely bots. So definitely reach out. And if we don't respond to you, don't feel hurt. We'll definitely comb through and make sure that you're not just some sort of bot farm.
Okay, so yeah, probably best to reach out to you guys over Discord and chat to you there. It's Cardona Puppy. I'm sure you'll recognize him. He's the Cardona. He's our resident Cardona Maxi. Okay, and then another question from Bingus. Does Collab Land even work with ADA wallets? Do you plan to do special parts of your server confirmed for Clumsies or for confirmed Clumsies?
I don't know what that means.
So in terms of ownership verification, does a bot like Collab Land is a bot like Collab Land able to verify ownership of Clumsies, and would that give them access to special channels within your Discord in the future?
Oh, good question.
We have talked about figuring out a way to implement some sort of way to verify you own a Clumsy Ghost and being able to show that in our Discord. We don't know of a way to do it yet, but I know there are other projects, CNFT projects, that are working on something similar for the Cardano ecosystem. If we do find that, we definitely want to implement that.
Or I'll have to write it myself.
We'll just write it ourselves. Hopefully you have the time.
Well, after lunch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then one more. Do you guys have any plans? This is a two-part thing, basically. Do you guys have any plans to do sort of any kind of audio or video promotions that are going that go along with your project?
I mean, Eli already made the anthem.
Yeah, we made the Clumsy Ghosts anthem. I don't know if you guys heard it yet, but that's one thing that we started a little early. We want to continue being able to do some audio visual. I think what we're going to do is mint a one-of-one version of the Clumsy Ghosts anthem and then auction it off. We haven't actually put the details together, but we're thinking about how we're going to implement audio visuals into our Clumsy Ghost brand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would definitely like to do things like that. Like there's so many, because they're interactive and animated, there's so many possibilities, right? But this will have to obviously come after lunch because we don't have time to think about that right now.
Okay, because we do have our resident radio voice, who I'm going to ask to quickly raise his hand so you guys can hear him. He's worked with a couple of projects and done some recordings for them, and he's interested to join you. The voice, do you want to raise your hand quickly so we can pull you up?
Not saying, he told me not to blow up his spot, so I can't really say what project it was, but I'm saying they make great headwear. That's it.
Yep, second that one.
Okay.
In a world where people need hats.
Pretty much.
The voice, are you there? You want to come give us a taste of your amazingness?
Guess not.
Asleep on mic.
Wait, you missed out your window, bro.
Job opportunity flying out the door.
Right,
yeah, definitely looking to collab with artists and get some more music going. So there is a community member who reached out to me, asked me for the acapella for Clumsy Ghosts, and see what he does with it. And turns out really well. We'll have another version of the Clumsy Ghosts anthem.
It's like he's just come back to his PC. He's asking what he missed. I'm going to call him up again. Voice, raise your hand so we can pull you up on stage and you can demo. There he is.
Sorry, I had someone come to my door that would, yeah. Sorry.
Chase him away. So, do you want to let the guys know what your awesome skill is, and then you can maybe work with them in the future?
This is the voice of Tokyo News 5 coming at you live from the AMA.
Nice.
Amazing.
I have worked with MTA as well. I am in their current trailer if you need current sample of that, but I do audio work occasionally.
Good to know.
All right, guys, that looks like the sum total of all the questions. We thank you guys for all the time and being so open and honest with everything. And thanks to everyone who posed questions. I hope you all gained the insights that you want.
Everybody, please, just a reminder too, get into their socials, Twitter, get into their Discord, check out their projects for all you people, their competitions rather, for all the people that were asking about greenlist spots that are still open. Minting this coming up weekend. Very, very excited for it. Thank you guys very much for coming.
Thanks for having
Thank,
us.
thank you for
Thanks,
having us.
guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.